Okay, so today we are going to explore 100 HTML tags. So here I have created a to-do list of 100 HTML tags and we are going to explore all of these. So as usual, first is basically HTML. To define an HTML document. So it is written with HTML with the small letters, right? So every HTML code is written inside this. So after that HTML it's done. So after that head, it contains metadata information about HTML document. So we will write head inside HTML, right? So it contains actually metadata information about HTML document. So that's done. So title, it creates the title for our HTML document, right? So we will create a title. So it will just create a title for our HTML document. I will write something like 100 HTML tags, as we are learning about 100 HTML tags in this stream. So as you can see, if I refresh this, we have written 100 HTML tags at the top of our browser. So that means the title is 100 HTML tags. So that's title. So after that, then we have a body. So body is actually written after the head. Body contains the actual HTML you want to write that is rendered in the browser. So that is inside body tag. Okay, so we have created the it contains the content that is visible in the HTML, right? So next we are going to define the headings. So inside body, let's write headings, and inside this there are from H1 to H6 tags. H1 is the biggest tag inside this. I will write H heading 1, right? So let me just zoom in a little bit. Okay, this is looking good, right? So first is the heading tag. Let me also zoom in a little bit in the VS Code also. So first is the heading tag, right? So H1. So next is H2, heading 2, right? It will be smaller than H1. Then there comes the H3, heading 3, right? So it is less than H4, and just like that H4 will be less than H3. Then even we can even go smaller with the H5, right? So H6 at the last will be the smallest heading inside this, right? So as you can see, it is barely visible what we're writing. So most probably you will be using H5 or H4, right? So if you have a like really like title, you want to display it properly, you can use the H1, otherwise H2 is just good. So let me open the inspector tool in the developer tools. Let's inspect this HTML tag H1, right? So there are some by default, I can say, styles apply to these headings, right? So display is block. That means every heading has a display block property. It will be displayed in a single line as a block. So its font size is 2M by default, right? So margin block start is 0.67 em. Okay, font weight is bold. You have to just remember that font size is 2 em and font weight is bold by default for these headings, right? So these are the headings. We have covered H1 to H6. These are covered. Now next is paragraph. Paragraph as usual written with P tag, right? So you can write this is paragraph, So as you can see, the paragraph is written here, right? Let me comment out this headings actually. So as I will keep on adding the HTML tags, it will not be visible properly here. So okay, what I will do is I will start adding at the top, right? So I do not have to go at the bottom of our page, right? So that's how we can do it. So this is a paragraph. Okay, so paragraph has its own properties. We'll go again to developer tools and inspect this paragraph HTML tag. So as you can see, it has a display property of block, and there's, I think, as you can see, there is space in paragraph, right? So it has some space, and I think start and end margin block start, it has a margin of 1 em at the top and also at the bottom. So you have to take care when you are making a paragraph tag in your website. That is done. Then after that, there is a hyperlink HTML tag. We can also call the anchor tag, and it is written by A, and inside this we can write some link inside this. Let's write as usual Wikipedia link. Okay, so we will make a href attribute inside it. Let me write. As you can see, the moment I have added the href attribute, underline is displayed on this anchor tag, and its color is now changed to purplish to actually show that it is a link. So let me go to wikipedia.org, and I will copy this link here. I will put it here, https://wikipedia.org, and if I go to this, we are going to Wikipedia. So this is the anchor tag. You usually want to put some links with this anchor tag. So anchor tag is done. After that, we have an image. Now image tag is written with I put it wrong. Okay, it is written with only img. Okay, so in that you have to put a source. After that, you can put a alt is for accessibility. You can put any name, my picture name, it can be anything. After that, there is we have like this picture html.png in the same folder path. So I will add this by html.png. You can see here is our html png. So it's just too much larger for now. So this is our image tag. It's taking so much space, so I will just comment it for now. We have covered the image. Then that defines a div tag. It defines a division or a section. Then division. This is one of the most used HTML tags. Division tag. Okay, so it is usually written with div, and inside this you can actually write any HTML tag you want to write. Like I have entered heading 2 and also P. You can also write any number of HTML tags inside this div tag. So it is very beneficial when you want to create some custom sections, right, in the HTML. So div tag is covered. After that, there is a span tag, defines a section in a document, right? So span tag is when you are suppose let me go a little bit to the bottom, little bit down. Okay, so now this is a span tag. So span tag is when you want some content or a piece of text to be in the same line of some other content. So for example, it's a p tag, right? So suppose you want to write something, this is, then I will write, so this is span tag, right? So as you can see, the span tag is inside this span HTML tag. So I've written inside some text inside it, and I've started it from this whole thing is inside paragraph tag. So as you can see, this span tag is rendered in the same line as this, right? So that is the power of span tag. You can actually explore it on the web. So span tag is like when we want to use actually style something. Suppose you want to make it bold, or you want to change its color, so that's when you want to do it. So like here, right, span style color blue, right? So for example, here I can style it and I can make it color blue. So you can see this color of this text only inside span is now changed to blue. After that, I can also make it bold, like font weight bold. I think we have to separate them by semicolon. Okay, so we have a blue and bold span tag. That's the power of span tag. Okay, so I will close this. And okay, so I will close this, right? So our span tag is covered. Now we will define a unordered list, that is with the UL. Unordered list. So this is unordered lists. It is defined by UL, that means unordered list. So here we will define unordered list. So actually unordered list is not used by itself. You have to use that with list, that is list item li. So I will also use li tag here, right? So as you can see, unordered list has a dot inside it. Whenever you write li list inside ul, there will be a dot rendered on the page. So it can be like any fruit names you want to write, and mango right? Like apple and mango, they are inside the unordered list. That means we don't care what the order of this list is. That's when we create an ordered list. Then after that we have an ordered list. Order list is written by OL_HTML tag. Again, it has li tags inside it. So here we can actually write something like wake up at 7 a.m. So like something you want to do in some sequence, or you want to sort some products or a list, then you can use order list. It has numbering inside it. So after that, right, so order list has number inside it and unordered list has dots inside it, right? So that is ordered and unordered list. We have covered these elements. Okay, so next is table. We will define a table. So table is, as you can see, defined by table HTML tag. So inside this there are a bunch of other HTML tags specifically for the table. So example, table row, table data, table header, right? So yeah, let's create a table row. Let me create a table row actually, and inside this we can create a table header, that is th. So inside this heading 1, and we'll copy this and write heading 2. We have a heading 1 and heading 2 of our table. After that I will create another row with a tr, that means table row. Then I will write td, that means table data. First is data 1, second is data 2. So we have data 1 and data 2 inside headings. So this is our table. So as you can see, we have covered table, table row, table data, that is for define a table data and cell. Then table header, it defines a table header cell, right? So next is form. Form is actually used to get the user input in some like sign up, sign in, or some other types of forms. Right, so I will just write it here. We will cover some other HTML tags related to form. Now there is input tag, right? So input tag can be input tag. So it is written by input, and after that you can actually define type, right? Type can be like anything, like text. As you can see here, the text is rendered inside this. You can also write something else like radio. Let me write in another line. Okay, here I will write type is radio. As you can see, a radio button is created, and there is another type, that is checkbox. It will render the checkbox inside our web browser. So this is checkbox, this is radio, this is text. We can even create a input type button, right? But this is specifically used inside forms. This is submit. So this is a submit button. This is used inside form. When you click on this, every data you have entered in the form will be sent to the server. So we have covered form and we have covered input. Now let's go to the next HTML tags. So next is button. It is a clickable button. We'll go to button. Button can be just a common button that we use in our website to interact with our website. So it is written with button HTML tag. So as you can see, we are using opening and the closing button. So for some elements, HTML elements, or I can say tags, you do not have to close them. And like for some, you have to actually close them, like form and table. We will use the closing tags when we are going to enter something inside this element. So for example, I will write button here. So that's why I have to also close this. So that's the reason this closing tags is used. So also every HTML element is written inside arrow. You have to write them inside arrows. So now button tag. So actually there are some on-click events available inside the button. Suppose you want to do something in on-click, you can provide a function or some event handler. This is event handler actually. On click you can write anything you want to do inside this, right? So this is the button element. So after that there is a select. So select is written by select. It will render a drop down in our browser, right? So here as you can see, this is a drop down rendered, but currently there is no data inside our select, so that's why it is empty drop down right now. So inside select we have to write the option, defines the option in a drop down list. So we have to actually write the options, option tag inside drop down, like option A. I'll write option B, option C, option D. As you can see, now there is some data inside our drop down list. Option C, as I can select here any option I want. So this is the use of select and options HTML tags. We have covered this. Now there is a text area. So as you have seen that it is to define a multi-line input control. So as you have seen that input type text has only a single line input for the text. If I do that, if I do enter, I cannot go to next line. Next line will not be rendered. Everything I have to write is inside a single line, and it's also not visible. Suppose you want to input some long message from user, then you will use text area. Inside text area I can write the long messages. Actually all elements are rendering in a single line. For that, let me put a br tag, that's break tag. Let me put after several elements. Okay, after this radio, after this checkbox, so also after button, also after select, right? Yeah. Let me put again two br tags. Let me put two br tags wherever you have used single br tag uh, to fill the space, actually to render the space. Okay, they were coming in the same line. Okay, so after that there is a text area. So text area, as you can see, a text area is rendered inside our browser. I can even scroll up and down in this text area if I want to. So that's not available inside the input type text. So actually you can write here. So also right here, I think this is a long message, so it will be written here by default. So let me, okay, there's a white space rendered inside this. I will delete this white space. Okay, this is the text area. Let me explore it more in the web. Text area in HTML. As usual, Wikipedia page. Okay, here. This is a multi-line text input control. Okay, text area it is called. So like here, label review of W3 schools. Text area, you can actually define rows and columns inside this. So for example, here I can define some rows like, for example, let me create 5 rows. It will create 5 rows. I can check here. 1 2 3 4 and 5 rows are rendered in this text area. I can also write the columns, define the columns inside this. So let me define 50 columns. Let me define 500. It is taking only a limited space. Columns, okay, it's CLS columns, right? It is taking so much space, as you can see. Let me now change it to 50. Yeah, as you can see, our column is now more wider, and you can put some more message inside this. So this is our text area. We have covered text area that defines a multi-line input control. Next is label for input element. Okay, so label is actually used inside form. As we have created this form, it will be inside this label, right? So label is, for example, let me define some label A. Let me define first name. Suppose we want to get the first name of our user, right? So after that, there is a convention in the form. You have to also write input. For example, I will write type text here, and inside label there is a attribute named for. Here you can define any text or number you want. So after that, in this input, you have to define ID, the same name as form for you have written inside label. So what it will do, it will connect your label and input. When you click on this first name, the input is automatically focused. So that's what it is used for. Okay, so it is a form element we have covered, and after that what I will cover is we have covered the label. After there is a field set. Okay, it is groups related elements in a form. Let me see in the web, field set field set in HTML. Okay, it is also used in the form to group the related elements inside the form. So as you can see, I can write field set inside this form, and let me write just below input tag, and we will copy the same, right? So let me make it last name. Let me also change the ID of this, right? So right, it has rendered a box in which we have written the, let me first put the breaks, right? So as you can see, it is a first name and it is a last name. So actually when we want to group in a field set inside form, so that's when this HTML field set is used. So we have covered the field set, and next is legend, defines a caption for a field set. Okay, so legend, there must be a legend here. Okay, here is a legend. So okay, let me write here legend. I will write here okay, inside legend we can type any text, right? Like names, username, user full name. Okay, right, it is rendered in this box. As you can see here, the line is little cut off, and here this legend will be rendered inside field set. So actually it is a very nice way of showing the form inside your browser. So this is a legend, defines a caption for a field set. So next is script. It embeds or references an external JavaScript file. So script is, I think, written inside head tag. Right inside this we can write script tag. Let me explore it in the web. Script. Script tag. Let me open a new tab. Okay, script. I used to embed a client side JavaScript, and it is written inside, I think, body tag. Here we can actually use the JavaScript document.getElement element by ID. Like suppose we have, let's write something like p tag, right? JavaScript rendered here. I will write JavaScript rendered here. Inside this p tag I will write a ID for this, let's write para, and here I can get the element by id para, right? So dot inner html equals to hello. Okay, let me see what happened. Is it written inside body? Let me test it. Okay, I have to keep it empty, so that is when it will. Okay, it's still not worked actually. Let me put inside head. Let me write this whole code inside the script. Let me go to our web page. So this paragraph has id. Let me write the demo here. Let me also now write it inside body. Will it render? Let me render again our server. Let me just restart our server. View appearance, status bar. I will first close the server. Now I will restart it. Going live again. Port is started at 5501. So again, our script, I have written a script, but it's not getting it. There might be some issues. We'll solve that later. Let me place this script inside this head. Okay, we'll close this for now. So we have actually covered the script, what it is. We have seen it in HTML inside the W3 schools. So now there is a style, next is style. HTML element, it embeds or defines the styles for an HTML document, right? So if you have seen yesterday's stream, there is a style tag that we can directly use inside our head. As you can see, style, right? So we will style our body, actually the whole body of our page, and let me write a background color for this. Let me write gray. As you can see, our color is changed to gray. So that's what the style is used for. I will make it a little bit more to the whitish tone. Okay, yeah, right. So now it is rendered properly. This is the style tag to style the document, our HTML document, directly inside head. Amends or defines styles for an HTML document. This is what the style is used for. Let me write some more style, like let me change the font weight. We will write the bold here. I want to make every text bold. Every text has become bold. That's great. So next in the list is link. Defines the relationship between a document and external resource. So we had also used this. Just below title, I will use a link. Okay, so link, there is attribute called real. You will define a type of document you want to I can say merge or connect with your HTML. Suppose I will create a styles for the CSS styles, right? So I will create a style.css file, and now I want to connect it with my HTML. So in the rel attribute, I will write style sheet. So to define that, the resource I am going to connect here is of type style sheet. Then after that, I will type the in href attribute, type the proper name of our document, style.css. So in this style.css, let me define the body. Okay, let me write the background. As you can see, our background is changed from aqua, so it has taken a precedence over the body we have defined here. So this is a style.css is connected with the href, and we have used rel attribute as a style sheet. So okay, right. So we have also covered the link that defines the relationship between a document and external resource. Now next is meta, defines the metadata about an HTML document. So after the title, let's write, actually just close all this. We'll write the meta at the top of our head, meta tag. Let me see what the meta tags are in the browser. HTML meta tag. So meta tag describes metadata within HTML document. You can define multiple metadatas like character set or the description. For example, I will write name attribute here within meta. I will write description, and I have written the name as description. Now I will write the actual content, like here I am covering 100 HTML tags. So that is the description of our this HTML document. And after that, I can write some keywords that may be beneficial for search engine optimizations. So it will be beneficial, or let me write it inside the name, actually name, or I can say type of this meta is keywords. So I want in this meta the keywords, I want to define keywords. Then I'll write content, Inside content we can write the keywords. Keywords can be helpful to make your site more accessible for the search engine bots. They can find you easily in the web. So suppose we have used these p tags, text area, select, right? So I can write this p tag, select, form, table, right? So these are our keywords. So if we had created a production site that is an HTML like this, by writing these keywords, it can helps to Google bots to find our websites specifically with these keywords. So that is the task of metadata. This is covered, metadata is covered. So next is header. Defines a header for a document or section. So inside this body tag, we are going to write heading. Inside heading, I'll write heading HTML tag. So it is actually a heading of our website. So you can write anything like some title or some actually links inside your heading. Like I can create a link for for example, write about link, and I will write href here. Let me give a hypothetical link here of about. Here, as you can see, about is rendered at the top of our page. So because this is the heading. So let me also check this tag inside the web in the HTML document of W3 schools. HTML headings. No, I do not mean to headings. I mean to say the heading tag, the HTML heading tag. Okay, they are covering actually the headings h1 to h6, but there is a okay, it's header, not the heading. My mistake. It's header tag. So as you can see, yeah, this header tag is rendered at the top. Most probably header tag is always at the top, right? So like here inside this article, there is a header. We want it to be top in our page or in any section, right? So that's what the header is used for. Like suppose here I can put more anchor tags. Here can be this anchor tag can be home. I will write a hypothetical address inside href, and I will give it a name of home, right? So this is all about header. So header defines a header for a document or a particular section. It is covered. So next is nav, defines the navigation links within a document. So it is actually written with now and now HTML tag. So inside this is specifically used for entering navigation links. So inside this we will use anchor tags, right? So let me write link 1, and I will give a href attribute. Href address as link 1, and there can be another link 2 inside this navigation link. So it can be used to group your navigation links inside your web page. This is link to. So these are anchor tags are inside this nav HTML tag navigation links. So this is all the use of navigation link. So we have next the meta tag. I will be back in 5 minutes. Okay, thinking has a question. Hey, thinking, what is your question? So we have covered these HTML tags for now. Next we have the main. It defines the main content of a document. So you will write it, this is main HTML tag. You will define it with the main HTML tag. So when you want to put some content as like a main for your document, you will use main tag in HTML. It is actually the main content of your document. So for example, the main is at the top level of our document here. So everything we have written will be wrapped inside the main tag, right? So that is the use of main. It should not contain any content that is repeated across documents, such as sidebars, navigation links, copyright information, site logos, and search form. Like it has only one types of information, right? It should have only one sidebar, only one types of navigation links, and one copyright information, site logos, and search forms. So this is the purpose of main HTML tag. So main is covered. After that there is this section. So section HTML element defines this section in a document. Let me write section here. So now what we will do, we will put everything inside the main. Okay, I will go down a little bit, scroll to the bottom. Now after that there is a main tag. After main tag we are now covering the section in a document, section tag. So as usual, section is written with section HTML tag. Okay, so it is defined, it is used to define some section in which suppose example you have some title, section title, and you want to write some paragraph inside it. This is the section paragraph. Let me go to our web page. This is section title, this is section paragraph, right? So they are inside this particular section. So for example, there is section 1 and you can define another section and you can write another title for that section. It has some other title, right? So this is section 1 paragraph, this is section 2 paragraph. So both are sections, right? So when you want to divide the portion in your website, that's when you will use the section. So next is article. It defines an independent self-contained content. So let's also learn about article, what it is. So article, there are 3 articles with independent self-contained content. So here the example, they have created article, and inside this, just like section, we can also define article. Actually, there are so many similarities between a section and article. Both are to put some independent content. I will write article, right? So let me write like something article 1, right? So we will write some paragraph. You can define multiple HTML tags inside this, like I can say article information, right? So so this will be the article, just like our sections. As in the same way, I can make a second article. It will be independent and it will have a different information than this article, right? So that's the article, very simple. After that, a site defines the content. Aside from the content, it is placed. Okay, so these are some of the very rarely used HTML tags. So even I have not used them during my web development journey, right? So here they have given an example. Let me see it. So this is just actually a content that is placed just aside, or we can say beside, just our some of our HTML content. This is aside, and it is written with aside tag. In the same way, we can actually, it can be used to render a sidebars, like, right? So you can create some sidebar content in this aside. So that's not very common, but it will tell the browser or the search engines that it is actually a sidebar. So that can be beneficial for that. So aside is covered. After that, there is a footer. Defines a footer for a document or a section. Footer is usually at the bottom of our document. So for example, if I go to the bottom of our page, I can write footer. This is always at the bottom of our document. Like in every website, there is something written, all rights reserved. As you have seen in some websites, this is written after the bottom of our page, right? So this is the footer. So yes, and you can style it after that. So next is a very different HTML tag, that is audio. It embeds audio content in an HTML document. So right here, I will try to use it. Actually, now I think we need an audio file to use this inside our document. Let me use this audio control source. Okay, so for that I have to use a dummy audio clip from the web, and sample audio files. I will download a very small file. Select file size. I will download a mp3 file. Let me download a 700 KB, very small file. So this is the mp3 file. Is it downloaded? Let me check it in the downloads. No, it's not downloaded. Okay, now it will download it. And show in the folder. I will copy this and we will go to our folder technologies, and inside our HTML let me create a new folder, files, and inside this I will put this mp3 file. Let me change its name to test audio. Okay, so here in our folder we have now files created, test audio. Okay, Okay, there is a feature in the VS Code where you can play the music files. That's great. I just came to know about these features today. Now in the main, we will use the audio file. Audio. Okay. We will use the audio tag, HTML tag. So let me use it. How they are using it. Okay, audio. First we have to use controls. Right. Okay, let me first not use the controls. First, let me put a source. Okay. We have to also use the source attribute. Inside this, we will give a source. It is inside the files and test audio mp3. Okay. They have given two sources. Okay. Let me go to our file. Let me also now put the controls here. What is this? I mean, I need to render. Okay, it is rendered now. Yes, our file is rendered. Cool. So we have to give the controls attribute, and inside audio file we have to give the source HTML tag. Inside this source attribute we have to give the actual address of the file, so it will be creator. So you can also set the playback speed, like now it's playing back. Now it's playing at the speed of 2x. I can change it to the normal. So now it's on the normal. I can pause and play it. Good, cool. So this is the audio. Very interesting HTML tag if you want to put some audio files in your browser, in your web page. So next is video. Just like a video, we can show the video content inside our HTML document. So this is a video. This is used with video tag. Now we have to download a video. Very sample video download. Okay, free sample videos. Let me. Okay, it's all about the medical field. Sample videos mp4. What is this? Size in 1 MB parts. Okay, let me see what it is. Okay. This is some cartoon animation series. We have downloaded it. Let me go to the downloads. Copy it. And I will paste it here in our folder. Where is our folder? HTML. Inside files. I will paste it. Rename it. Video test. Right. Okay, so inside this we have inside files our video test. Now let's test the video tag. Close this HTML video tag. Okay, so this is how we will write our video tag. Okay, so video tags. Okay, in the same way as audio, we have to provide a source HTML attribute inside it. Then we have to give a source attribute. Inside this I will give the address of our video file. This is video test.mp4. And inside this, we can give the width of the video. I will give the width, we will give the same width and height as this example. Height is 240, and we will also give controls here. Let me render it. Okay, so video is rendered here in our browser. Okay, this is 5-second video. We can zoom it, zoom out, and there is other option like download, playback speed. Let me change it to 0.25. Let me zoom out a little bit. Playback speed 0.25. Okay, so its playback is now okay. This is picture in picture. That this feature is used in YouTube. I will close it. It will be there. So that's a picture in picture. Great, nice. So this is our video. I will now put some BR tags to show them apart, to fill a, to render a space. Okay, so this was the video tag I have covered. Now next is iframe. So next is iframe. Let me check what it is. Iframe embeds an external web page within an HTML document. Suppose you want to embed, or what you can say, iframe. Okay, let me just slide it a little bit to the right. Now I will write iframe tag. Okay, so they say that we can actually put some other website links or render some other websites inside the iframe. This can be very beneficial if you want to render some another website inside your site. So we will use this. Okay, we will give a source attribute. We will give the address of W3 schools. w3schools.com, and then there will be a title. Okay, right, there will be title of this iframe. I will give it W3 schools web page. Now let's go to our browser. Let's see, refresh it. W3 schools refuse to connect. Okay, let me try it here. Okay, but here it is showing. There must be some problem. Let me show the Wikipedia page. Wikipedia.org. Let me put the address here inside source. Right, Wikipedia is rendered. Right, here you can see inside iframe our Wikipedia page is rendered. Right, so this is the iframe HTML element, very beneficial to actually not only you can render a website, you can render some other things inside iframes. And so they are saying it is a good practice to always include a title attribute for iframe. This is used by screen readers to read out what the content of iframe is. Okay, so we can actually also set the height and width of iframe. Let me set the width. Okay, first let me put the break tags. Our video HTML tags is coming in the same line. to remove, to place it in the another line, I have used br tags. So now I'm going to set the width. Let me set the width as 400 and height as 300. Okay, so as you can see, the website that is rendered inside our iframe has now more width and more height. I can increase the height, let's see, to 400. Let me increase the width to 600. Right, so our Wikipedia page is rendered inside iframe. So that's very interesting HTML tag. Cool. So we have covered iframe also now. So next is canvas. Canvas is used to draw graphics on the fly via scripting, usually JavaScript. So it is a very complex HTML tag that is used to write the vector graphics or any types of graphics inside your web page. I will use canvas here, canvas. Okay, let's search what it is. Let's close these extra tabs. Canvas, tag in HTML. Canvas, HTML, canvas graphics. The HTML canvas element is used to draw graphics on a web page. The graphics to the left is created with a canvas. Okay, it shows 4 elements: a red rectangle, a gradient rectangle, multicolor rectangle, multicolor text. So it is used to draw graphics on the fly via JavaScript. Okay. So first of all, we will make I have created a canvas HTML tag. Then I can give it an ID. Suppose just give it ID 1. Let me give a width of 200 and height of 300. Let me give the width of 400. Then after that I can give it a style. Style will be border 1px solid gray. So inside this you have seen that this is a canvas created with the canvas HTML. So now with the help of JavaScript we can draw the line. Let me put this whole script code inside this. Okay, so get element by ID. I have given the ID as 1. Let me refresh it. Let me just remove the string codes from this. Is it working? No. Let me put this script inside body. Let me put this just below our canvas tag. Okay, when I put it just below this canvas HTML tag, it is working. But if I put it in the style, it is not working. Okay. So now in the p tag, I have written somewhere demo. It was not rendering properly. Now you will see that there might be somewhere hello JavaScript written inside our document. Previously I have tried writing this inside head title in our HTML, but it was not rendered. Okay, so now it is rendered, hello JavaScript. So if I write script just above this ID demo paragraph, it is not rendering. Now it is rendering. Okay, so we get to know how to make our script work. So this is a canvas, this is a script, and so this is ID of canvas. We have get this element by ID1, then ctx, then there is a method of this get context 2D. We want to make a two-dimensional graphic, right? Let me go to the top. This is it. Ctx move to 00 to 200 and 100. Let me change the width to 200 and let me change the height to 100. So now as you can see, there is a perfect line going from end to end. Cool. So this is the canvas. So I have also covered the canvas. Next is SVG. So I'm back. Today we are learning about 100 HTML tags. We have covered a bunch of tags starting from HTML head, main, button, select, text area, and up to canvas and iframe. So now next is SVG. It defines vector-based graphics in XML format. Let's see what it is in the web. HTML SVG graphics. SVG defines a vector-based graphics in XML format. What that means? SVG stands for Scalable Vector Graphics. SVG is used to define graphics for the web, and SVG is a W3C recommendation. So here is the SVG circle. Okay, let me now wait a minute. All right. So now SVG, we are going to create SVG. So what it is? SVG is scalable vector graphics. It is a scalable vector graphics, and so it will be created with the SVG HTML tag. We will create it with SVG, and after that we will give it a width and height of 100 to make it a square, height of 100, and inside this we will create another HTML tag, so that is circle. Okay, great. So I think there is a HTML tags entirely for SVG. Okay, so I think in the reference we can check. There are so many examples. This is SVG circle, this is a SVG rectangle, this is SVG rounded rectangle, this is SVG star, this is SVG logo, This is insane. And there is a difference between, we can also do the same thing in canvas, but there is some difference. Resolution dependent, SVG now resolution independent, it can scale infinitely. Node support for event handlers, support for event handlers, poor text rendering capabilities, best suited for applications with large rendering areas. Google Maps. So Google Maps is rendered with SVG. Let me check. Is Google Map rendered with SVG? No, I'm asking it, man. Create Google Maps marker with inline SVG. Okay, you can render some icons inside SVG. So yeah, we can assume that Google Maps is created with SVGs. You can save resulting image as png.jpg. Slow rendering if you complex anything that is a DOM, a lot will slow down. Okay, its rendering is slow, but its rendering is fast. Well suited for graphic intensive games. You can play the web-based graphics inside canvas. Not suited for game applications because rendering is slow. So that was the difference between SVG. So now we'll create a circle inside SVG. So where is this SVG? Okay, inside circle we will create a CX of 50. Let me see how it's rendering. Nothing's rendered as of now. Okay. Let me see y is equals to 50 and radius of 40. Is anything rendered? Okay, here is a circle rendered. Let me put a break here. BR, copy it. Okay, so here is our, so let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, here is our SVG circle. So its axis y is 50, axis 50, radius is 40, and its stroke is green. Okay, stroke is green. This is a stroke. As you can see, this green line on the radius is a stroke, and then stroke width. Then we can set the stroke width, and we can set it with stroke width attribute and let it set to 4. Okay, now it's more bolder. The outer green circle is more bolder now. Then fill it with yellow. So that is SVG. Cool, man. It's cool. So here are the other examples they have given. We can make a rectangle, rounded rectangle, SVG star, SVG logo. Okay, all right. So this is the example of SVG. We've covered SVG. Then there is a B, defines a bold text. So this is written with B tag. You can make any text bold. This is a bold text. I'll write a bold text. Just close it. Okay, let me zoom out a little bit. This is zoomed in too much. Okay, this is a bold text, right? As you can see. So if I remove this B tags from this, this is bold because in the style body we have applied the style of font weight bold. That's why it had made everything in our body a bold text. So this is not the bold text right now. Let me put in the B tag. After putting in B tag, it will become bold. Cool, right? then italicize text. So we use I tag to italicize our text. What is the spelling of that? Italic text. Simply write italic text. So this is the italic text, this is the bold text, right? Okay, right. So this is covered, and next is defines underlined text. So next is underlined text. Underlined text. So it is written with the you will make it underlined text. So as you can see, this is underlined text. Actually Wikipedia page is taking too much space. Let me reduce it to 400. 200. There is also a video, I think. Video, where is a video? Let me set it to 140 and set the height as okay. It's good. Now they're not taking the whole space. Okay, cool. So we were at the underlined text. We will define that with the UHTML tag. After that, strong defines the important text. Actually, it also makes our text bold. Strong text. It also makes our text strong. It is written with strong HTML tag. This is strong text. You can see this is a stronger text, right? Let me put a BR tag everywhere. Okay, this is bold text, this is italic text with the I, underlined text with U, and this is strong text written with strong HTML tag. So now it is covered. After that, there is EM defines emphasized text. I think I and E are almost same. Emphasized text. So it is written with EM, emphasized text. Okay, it's written with E, emphasized text. So italic text and emphasized text are almost same. You can use anything you want to do, but I is better because you have to write only single letter. Next is mark. Mark defines a marked highlighted text. Mark defines a marked highlighted text. Okay. So it is written with mark. So these are the tags that are used so rarely. Okay, mark text. Okay, it has marked the text as green. Cool. Mark text. Can we change the color of this mark tag in HTML? Okay, HTML mark tag. Defines text that should be marked or highlighted. Okay, these are the default values that are used by most of the browsers. Color is black and background color is yellow. Here you can see its background color is yellow and its color is black. So that is the mark text. Okay, it is covered. Now the next is the deleted text. Okay, there are lots of now weird HTML tags coming along. Deleted text, what that means? deleted text. It's written with del deleted text. Okay, which element is taking so much space? I think audio. Audio. Let me just for now. Okay, this is a long message. Text area. I have used text area somewhere. I given it the column length of. Let me give it a 5. Okay, this is good. Now there is no horizontal scroll bar. Okay, so we were at the deleted text. Deleted text. Okay, it is actually, yeah, it is strike through text, right? So there is a strike through on this text. So there is also HTML tag for that strike through. So delete is almost identical to that. Insert then defines the inserter text. Inserted text. This is a inserted text. INS inserted text. Okay, let me write the break. Okay, it has simply rendered it with the underline. So inserted and this U, where is the U? Yeah, this U is almost the same. Underline text and inserted text. It's not much difference. You might not be using these types of HTML tags that much, but they were beneficial for some really unique use cases. So next is code. Actually very beneficial if you want to show some code. Defines a piece of computer code. So let me write code. Written with code HTML tag. Let me write JavaScript code. Number is equals to 5. Okay. Let me write PR again. Copy this. Okay. So this is our code. If I remove code from this, let's see how it is rendered. As you can see, let's zoom it a little bit. As you can see, this is simple text, but if I put it inside code, now you can see it's a little bit less bold, and you can tell that it is a code written here. Cool. Like let name is equal to John. Right, so this is the code. Great. So we have covered the code. Now next is defines pre-formatted text. It is a pre-formatted text. Let's check it. Okay, let me first hide the status bar. Okay, hide status bar is hidden. Predefined. What is predefined text? What is that? Predefined text. Pre-formatted text. Okay, it is actually pre-formatted text. Pre-formatted text. So it is written with the pre-HTML tag, and we'll write pre-formatted text. So as you can see, it is rendered at the center. Let me just remove pre from here. Okay, then it is just a simple text. Now it is a pre-formatted text. Right, good. I think it is usually used inside this code, if I'm not wrong. Let's check the pre-tag in HTML. So text in a pre element is presented in a fixed width font and preserves both space and line breaks. Okay, so this is example of fixed width pre, standard pre. Okay, cool. So this is a pre-formatted text. Then there is a block quote, defines a section that is quoted from another source. Okay, block quote text, and is written inside block quote. Block quote. Okay, and here is a block quote text. Okay, let me see how it is rendered. Let me check on the web what is block quote tag in HTML. Now what is it? Block quote, I think cite. Yes, there is a section that is quoted from another source. You can give some citation from some other. I think we can. Okay, let me use the Wikipedia again. So Wikipedia, inside Wikipedia, let's write 2020 in film. Then Wikipedia, we will open this in Wikipedia, then we'll copy this code, what they have given cite. In the cite attribute, we will give the address of this link. We will write inside this 223 in films. Now let's see how it's rendered. Okay, so citation, is there something rendered in the browser? It also has some predefined space, as you can see the blocked. Let me see in the developer tools, inspect this blocked. It has a start block margin of 1 em, margin end of 1 em, and it has an inline start of margin of 40 px. Okay, there's lots of margins, so that's why it's rendered like this. Okay, we'll close this. Okay, so block quote defines a section that is quoted from another source. We have done that. Now HR, what is HR? Defines a thematic break between paragraphs. So let me render HR. So HR is, I think we can say it horizontal line, right? So HR is a horizontal line. Cool. It's a very simple and still beneficial HTML code. What's up? So defines superscripted text. Okay. Superscripted text. This is defined with sub. Let me see what is sub tag. What's up? What that actually means, a superscriptor tag. This is a text area. This is superscript text. The sub tag defines superscript text. Superscript text appears half a character above the normal line. Okay, and sometimes rendered in a smaller font. Superscript text can be used for footnotes like www. Okay, this is this is the superscript. Right. So let me write like this. Will it render? Okay, this render. Let me write some text with it. Let me write it inside paragraph tag. Let me write some link, right? So some link we have, okay, some link it has two. That means we can do some superscripting, like footnotes. Yeah, this is the footnotes. Okay, you can write the footnotes with sub. Okay, this is actually beneficial. Great. Then subscripted text. Let me pronounce it again. Subscripted text. So subscripted text is there is a difference between sub and sub. Let me write subscripted text. Okay, so inside this subscripted text, it's written with sub, and let me again write this one. Let me see how. Let me again put it with the inside P. Okay, so there is a difference between sub and sub. Sub is the footnote. It is defined little bit above the text, and it is rendered little bit below the text. Right. This is used for footnotes, and this is sub HTML tag. Okay, sometimes difference just text used for chemical formulas. Okay, like H2O. Right. Let me write H2O. The water we are drinking every day. H. Inside that I will write sub, then H2O. Okay, we have written H2O. Great, with the help of sub. Nice. This is still very, very beneficial. I didn't know HTML has these kinds of tags. That's great. And there's abbr, abbreviation or an acronym. Abbreviation. Okay, abbreviation. It is written with abbr. This is no abbreviation, like suppose write something like www. This is abbreviation. Is it rendered something different? I don't think so. Okay, in the browser it has written it as but in my browser let me write P World Wide Web, and I have written abbr www abbreviation inside abbr. I have to give it a title. Let me give it a title of World Wide Web. Okay, now it's rendered. After giving the title, it has rendered the dots. Okay, let me write a space. World Wide Web. If I just hover over it, it is showing a pop-up of World Wide Web. Good, great. This is the abbreviation. Then there is a cite, defines the title of a work. I think we have already covered the cite somewhere. I think inside section or no. Fieldset, no. I had used it somewhere. Let me find it. Cite. Yes, we have used blockquote, right? We have used cite. Defines a title or a work. Okay, cite. There can be other some things that we can use with it. Let me see. Cite. The cite tag defines the title of a creative work, book, poem, or song, or movie, or painting, sculpture. Sculpture, a person's name, is not a title of a work. Text cite element usually rendered is italic. Okay. So this is actually attribute we had used, but that's not the HTML tag. Let me use the HTML tag. Cite. Okay, cite. Let me write Avatar, Way of Water, the latest movie from James Cameron. Let's say okay, it's written, rendered, or displayed in italic form. Right, so this is the cite. Then Q defines a short quotation. So, hi Sanskar Shetty, hi Suraj. I'm not the beginner, so actually I'm covering this to just show 100 HTML tags. I'm a front-end developer. So we were at the Q defines a short quotation. Okay, so Q. Short quotation. Okay, here is a short quotation rendered. Let me put the PR. Actually, okay, short quotations. We can write anything inside this. Let me write short quotation text. Okay, short quotation text. So right, so this is a short quotation text written is in the inside the quotations. So next is time, defines a date time. That's also interesting. HTML tag, time date, very important. Okay, let me see how it is rendered. So time is rendered. Okay, we have to write some time. Suppose example 10. Okay, 10. Okay, the time element does not render as anything special in any of the major browsers. Okay, so you can put some date inside the time, like date time, right? So I have a date on Valentine's Day. Let's write it here. Let me write it here. Okay, we can write the date time. It was 8 02 14. Okay, so here data Valentine's Day 14th February. Okay, right, 2024. Cool, man. Cool. So this is a daytime. So let me write a BR tag here. BR tag. Okay, right. So we have just a bunch more HTML tags remained. So now after is DFN, a definition term. Okay, now let me see what it is. Definition term. DFN, right? So DFN defines a definition term. Let me write definition term. Definition term. Okay, so what it is, let me see it. Close this W3 schools. DFN tag in HTML. Okay, DFN tag stands for definition element. It specifies a term that's going to be defined within the content. Okay. It is a standard markup language for creating web pages. Okay, so it is rendered as italicized, something different. Just if you want to write something inside your text, you can use this. Okay. So here. Right, so we are almost crossed half of our HTML tags. So what next is DFN tag is covered. Next is define keyboard input. KBD is used for keyboard input. That is keyboard input. KBD. Let me see what is KBD now. These are used very rarely. KBD, keyboard input. Let me write. Okay. Yeah, for example, in some documentation or blogs, you write something like, let me write inside. Let me first write Control plus C. Okay, Control plus C. Let me put a class on main. Actually, everything is getting in the same line. Display flex and flex direction column. Right, so let me, okay, there's a already break between them. Definition, Control plus C. Let me write some row gap. Fill the row gap with almost one rem. Okay, now there's a gap between them. Change all occurrences of PR and remove them. Okay, cool. Okay, right. So now let's go to our next HTML element, that is sample. Defines a sample output from a computer program. Sample output from a computer output. Let's see how it is rendered. So define some text as a sample out from a computer. Let's write file not found. Press F1 to continue. Like we sometime write some instruction. F1 to continue. Okay, let's see how it is rendering. Plus press F1 to continue. Cool. So this is the sample output. Then variable defines a variable. Okay, so there is a var keyword in HTML, right? Var HTML. Var is defines a variable in programming or in a mathematical expression. Let us see what it is, what it does. So what it does is just like they have written b variable in x, then h. Okay, let me write b into x into now again v, where then h, b into h. So I should be writing it inside p tag. Okay, b into h. Cool. That's cool. We can even write mathematical expressions using this. Okay, Ruby defines Ruby annotation. What's that? Annotation. Ruby annotation. Ruby. Ruby tag in HTML. What is that? Ruby, and there is another thing. Okay, this is some Ruby written inside our browser. So I think Ruby is written from top to bottom, if I'm not wrong. Okay, this might not be very beneficial for us, so we'll not be exploring it further. Then RT defines an explanation, pronunciation of characters for Ruby annotations. Yes, we have also used that here. BDI isolates part of text that may format in a different direction from other text outside it. Okay, let me use BDI. BDI, not the Ruby. I need to check BDI. BDI stands for bidirectional isolation. It isolates a text. Bidirectional isolation text tags isolates a part of text that might be formatted in a different direction from other text outside it. This element is useful when embedding user-generated text with an unknown text direction. Let me see how it is written. Okay. Let me write 10 points, then write PDI 20 points. So it is rendered with just in points. I do not see any benefits of this and when embedding user generated content with an unknown text direction. Okay, this might be beneficial for some unique use cases. Okay, so then after that we have WVR defines a possible line break opportunity. Great. WBR. Okay, let's see what it is. WBR. Word break opportunity. Okay, a tag specifies where in a text it would be okay to add a line break. So okay, very long word that will break at specific places. Okay, so this is a very long word. There is a WBR. Okay, line break opportunity. Cool, I understood it. Let me again write WBR. Okay, so WBR, suppose we have some very long text. Okay, let me like just this and then write this. Let's assume this is a single text and WBR will break it. Okay, just write like this. Okay, it has broke word after F. Cool. Right. So this is word break opportunity, right? Word break opportunity. Possible line break or word break, tractor break, you can call it anything. Represents progress of a task. Progress. Then we have a progress of a task. Okay, let's write progress. Let me see. Okay, there's a progress bar rendered here. Cool. This is actually cool HTML tag. So suppose you want to render something like 90% and it will value is, let me put some values. Value is 50 and max is 100. Okay, so here you can see max is 100, value is 50. So it has like 90% of 50. Okay. Progress tag represents completion progress of a task. Progress tag is not stable for representing gauge, disk space usage, or different relevance of a result representing gauge. Use meter tag instead. There is another tag for that. Okay, we have to write 90. That means 90% is done. Max is 100. Okay, 90% of work is done. Cool. So now we have covered the progress bar. I'm just going to explain the basic stuff here, right? So next is meter. Meter represents a scalar measurement within a known range. So there is another thing like meter. Okay, so I will do it with it is written with the meter HTML tag, and then meter HTML tag meter tag defines a scalar measurement within a known range or a fractional value. This is also known as gauge. Examples using this usage relevance of a query result. Okay, so let me see what is a meter. Okay, so we will use it with meter id value minimum max 2 out of 10. This is the same as this, but let me do the same thing with, like, suppose 80%. Value is equals to 80 and max is equals to 100. So now, okay, this is a meter. Only difference is this is longer, this is shorter. Even I have a max of 100. I have put max of 100 for both. It is rendered with blue color. It is shown with the green color. So there are some differences with meter and progress bar. Cool. Now we have details. Defines additional detail that a user can view or hide. Details. Let me write details. Okay. It is written with details. Specify details that user can open and close on demand. It is let me see it. All right. This is good. So inside details we have to create another HTML tag summary. Okay, suppose we have written an article and we want to give the user option to expand or collapse it. Article article information, right? So details, inside details. Okay, I can expand or collapse the article information. So this is the details, right? So we covered the details. Okay, then summary defines a visible heading for a details element. We also covered it. This is the summary. It's written just just in the corner of this article, right? So we have also covered that, right? So dialog defines a dialog box or a window. This might be interesting. Dialog window. Will it render a dialog window? Let me check. Dialog. Nothing's rendered here. Dialog tag HTML. Okay, this is open dialog. We have to give open attribute inside the dialog. Let me check it. Okay, so this is a dialog. It is opened by default and this is closed. So we have to use the JavaScript to render it. Let me put a break here. Will it? Okay, so this is a dialog window. Cool, great. Then there is a template that defines a container for content that should be hidden when the page loads. Defines a container for content that should be hidden when the page loads. Okay, then there is a template. This is template. Nothing is rendered. Okay, defines a container for content that should be hidden when the page loads. So first time when the page is rendered or loaded, this will be hidden. Template HTML tag. Let me open it. Use template to hold some content that will be hidden when the page loads. Use JavaScript to display it. Okay. So it is by default will be hidden. So we can use JavaScript to show it. Function show content. Let document element by tag name template 0. Let clone node. Get rid of clone. Let me test it. Show hidden content. And it is okay, so it is showing the hidden text here, right? This is hidden content at page load. Use JavaScript to show. Okay, I do not find any use case for this very beneficial. It will not be very beneficial. Yeah, you have to close it. Okay, this is covered. Then there is a slot, defines a placeholder inside the web component. Hello, Anand Facts. Mr. How are you? Okay, so we have now a slot. Let's see what it is. The slot. Now it is written with the slot HTML tag. Let me see what it is. slot tag html, and what it is temporary element that holds html code without displaying it. No, we need to htmls. Wait a minute, this is slot tag. Slot tag is a placeholder. Content inside tag template will not be rendered. Okay, that can be visually rendered later by JavaScript. Use a template tag when you have HTML code you want to use over and over again, but not until you ask for it. Right. So it is used inside the template. Used inside template tag. Okay. It is also inside this slot. Right. Slot is covered shadow. Defines the shadow DOM subtree. This is interesting. Shadow DOM subtree. Shadow DOM subtree. Okay, shadow DOM subtree. Let me write shadow HTML tag. We will see in the web what is shadow DOM. Okay, shadow DOM subtree. Okay, what is there is a it in the web it is showing the CSS box shadow CS property, not exactly the HTML shadow tag. It has again showing the HTML shadow. I mean CSS shadows. Everyone's showing the CSS shadows. Okay, so what it is? What do you mean by shadow in HTML? The text shadow property and shadow text. This property accepts a comma separate lines of shadow to apply to text. What it is? Shadow text. Let me write a br tag here. Okay, so this dialog window is taking our space. Let me just close it. No, it's not opened. Let me do it. Okay, so this is shadow text, but I don't know what it does. Okay, there is nothing even in the internet, so we will not. Okay, this is not actually properly covered. Defines the shadow DOM tree, some shadow, right? Let me see in the inspector tools. More tools, developer tools. Is it rendered? What is it? There is nothing, no style. Okay. So this is shadow DOM subtree. I think it is rendered in the DOM, right? There is nothing. Actually, I cannot say anything about it. Okay, we'll go to the next HTML tag. Slot. Okay, slot is defined again. Defines it to insert a follow content in a web component. Again, slot is used. I think it is used 2 times. Pardon for that. Acronym. Not supported in HTML5. Use abbreviation instead. Apply. There is some HTML tags that are not supported in HTML file. Okay, use the CSS instead, like acronym. Use abbreviation instead. Not supported in HTML file. Use other alternatives instead. Base for font not supported. Use CSS big. Not supported. Use CSS instead. Center not supported. Use CSS instead. Okay, direct not supported. Okay, I think these might be some tags that is supported in some other markup language, right? Are there some other markup languages? Markup languages. What are the 4 markup languages? The most widely marked SGML. I've like heard it first time. Standard generalized markup. HTML that we use every day. Then XML, extensible markup language. Okay. Right. So then is it D directory? Use UL or OL instead. Okay. Font not spotted, frame not spotted, frame set not spotted, no frames not spotted, strike not spotted, use CSS instead, DT not spotted in HTML5, use CSS instead. Okay, so we have covered these HTML tags, right? So yeah, these are all the HTML tags. You can watch this live stream from the start. I have explained them one by one, every element, like these headings, paragraph, links, span tag, another list or order list, then table, then field set, form, submit input type, submit, checkbox, radio, text, input type button, then there is select, this is text area, this I think we have used the JavaScript tag, actually script HTML tag to render it through JavaScript. These are links. This is nav link, right? This is the section HTML tag. This is article. This is a sidebar used with aside. This is a video. You can play the video in, right? This is iframe. You can render some other website. I think this is, let me see, this is iframe. Okay, this is canvas actually. You can draw some graphics inside it. Then there is SVG. We have drawn a circle with SVG. Then there's a text types. You can make a text bold, italic text, underline text, strong text, emphasize text, mark text. It has yellow background. Then deleted text, strike through, insert a text. That is underline. Then there's a code. If you want to write a code in your page or in a blog, you can use this. There's a pre-formatted text. It has some predefined spacing. Then there is, what is that, blockquote, right? Then there is a very interesting sub and sub. Sub is a text rendered above this and the sub is below it. Like here we have written a chemical formula of water, H2O, with the help of sub. Very interesting stuff. Then there is a, what is this? Abbreviation. We have used abbreviation for www, World Wide Web. There is a quotation. This is a time. So Ruby. This is a BDI. This is, we have rendered the progress bars with the progress HTML tag, and this is a meter bar with the meter HTML tag. There is an article, I think details that you can expand or collapse. That's very beneficial also. I think we can also style with CSS later on, right? So this is shadow. Okay, this all things we have covered in the HTML. So we have covered, I think, almost 100 HTML tags. So thank you everyone for watching. Yep.